This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. And now also available on the AB4WS radio show YouTube channel. Congratulations to Sherry, KJ4MOB, the teacher and club mentor, and the kids at the Dixie Heights High School KY4DH Amateur Radio Club. They were notified that they scored first place for a senior high school in the entire United States in the October 2024 ARRL School Club Roundup with 685 QSOs and a score of 180,840 points, working 49 states, 35 schools, 26 DXCC entities, 3 clubs, 8 Canadian provinces. What a great job, KY4DH. Keep up the great work getting kids into ham radio. Sad news to report that James Sargent, known to everyone as Sarge, KN4RDT of West Liberty, Kentucky, has become a silent key. Sarge was a retired police officer and a friend to everyone. Sarge was the treasurer of the Moorhead Amateur Radio Society and very active in ham radio. I spoke with him frequently on D-Star and always saw him at Hamfest with his sidekick, Gary, KM4GOQ. The amateur radio community will certainly miss this all-star ham. Bobby Goldrum, W4BJG of Campbellsville, Kentucky, has also become a silent key. Our thoughts and prayers to all the many family and friends. The ARRL has over 100 scholarships up for grabs ranging from $500 to $25,000. So if you or your children hold an amateur radio license and you'd like some help with that tuition, you might want to apply for one of these scholarships. For more information or to apply, go to ARRL.org/scholarship-program. Time to dust off that VHF-UHF equipment and get it warmed up for the month-long VHF and UHF event called Winter Heat, which was created to provide an opportunity for operators to test their VHF and UHF equipment over an extended period of time. The event also provides emergency communications operators to test their emergency communications plans and procedures. Winter Heat is a VHF-UHF simplex event which runs from January 1st to January 31st, 2025 at 2359 UTC. Contacts can be made over FM voice or digital, Fusion, D-Star, DMR, but all have to be simplex contact. This is the 6th year for the event, Winter Heat, with over 785 participants and 214,000 contacts made during last year's event. Learn how you too can enjoy this event. Go to hamactive.com. How would you like to win an amateur radio simply by being a net control station for a net? Well, the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club is getting serious on encouraging all members to take a turn as a net control for the weekly net on the 146.79 WB4VOA repeater with a PL tone of 123.0 by giving away a Quan Shang K5 radio with the F4WHN firmware already installed, donated by Doug Cooper, KE4DTC. You can win this by volunteering to be net control or net logger duties sometime between January 1st and March 31st. Each volunteer will get a chance to win the radio for each net control or net logger duties they perform. The winner will be drawn and announced at the April club meeting. What you need to do to give yourself a chance to win this wonderful prize is to register to be a net control or net logger by emailing netmanager Al, WB8RGE at WB8RGE@gmail.com. Do you know an amateur radio operator between the age of 15 and 25 years of age? Well, the camper application period opened up on December 1st, 2024 for YouthOnTheAir.org for the Youth on the Air Camp for the Americas, June 15th through the 20th, 2025 in the Denver area of Thornton, Colorado. Eligible youth are licensed amateur radio operators between the age of 15 and 25. Up to 50 campers will be accepted and priority given to the first-time attendees. For more information about the event, go to YouthOnTheAir.org/Denver 2025 or contact Camp Director Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, at director@YouthOnTheAir.org. January 18, 2025, from 3 p.m. Eastern Time to 6 p.m. Eastern Time is the Ohio Aries VHF Simplex Contest. This coincides with the ARRL VHF contest, so QSOs made can count towards both contests. Rules can be found at ohiosimplex.org/rules and the ARRL contest at ARRL.org/January-VHF. Monix Group will meet on January 18th at 6 p.m. at the Donato's Pizza on Donnemar Drive in Bellevue, Kentucky. Would you like to learn about amateur radio on a budget? Well, on January 19th at 7 p.m., it's the newcomer in Elmer's Net on the 146.670 repeater with a PL tone of 123.0, where Robert, K4PKM, will talk all about amateur radio on a budget. On January 20th at 7 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will meet at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky, where there'll be a presentation on the Civil Air Patrol communications by Second Lieutenant James Gilbert and Captain Philip Harris, showing off the equipment that they use during their exercises. They're hoping to recruit some additional amateur radio operators to assist with the Civil Air Patrol. On January 25th and 26th is Winter Field Day 2025, and the Bullitt County Amateur Radio Society will be conducting Winter Field Day at the City of Pioneer Village at 4700 Summit Drive in Louisville, Kentucky. The Okayan Amateur Radio Society will be active for Winter Field Day at the Harvest Home Park in Cheviot on 3961 North Bend Road. The Milford Amateur Radio Club will be holding Winter Field Day with the Butler County Amateur Radio Association, W8WRK, at the Fairfield Township Administration Building. The Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association will hold Winter Field Day at the Connect Community Village Bluegrass Veterans Ranch at 2845 Pine Road in Somerset, Kentucky. For more information, reach out to Mike, KY6MM, who is coordinating the event. Information on Winter Field Day can be found at winterfieldday.org. Would you like to learn how to build a portable antenna that you could use in an emergency situation or maybe for everyday use? Well, on January 27th, the Amateur Radio Emergency Team in Northern Kentucky, KY6ET, will meet at 7 p.m. at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky, where the training team will do a presentation on portable operations with a special emphasis on portable antenna design, specifically 2-meter antennas that are easy to build like the 2-meter J-pole. So if you would like to learn about portable antenna builds, you could also use in an emergency situation, come on out to the meeting. On February 2nd at 7 p.m., it's a newcomer in Elmer's Net on the 146.670 repeater with a PL tone of 123.0, where Robert, K4PKM, will talk all about propagation banners. On February 18th at 6 p.m. Central Time, there'll be a National Weather Service Skywarn Storm Spotter training class at the CFSB Bank Community Room, 414 South 12th Street in Murray, Kentucky. Registration is required at weather.gov/PAH/spotter training. For more information, contact Josh Kerr, the Emergency Management Director.
Repeater news.
Are you looking for the most up-to-date list of repeaters in the greater Cincinnati area? Well, I have an Excel spreadsheet where I've listed repeaters that are active in the area, separated by tabs for each band or mode, so you can easily look for just DMR repeaters or 2-meter analog repeaters and so on. The list includes 2 meters, 220, 440, 6 meters, D-Star, DMR, C4FM, P25, and some other classifications. Every time I update the file, I include the date and the file name so that you know you have the latest update. To download the file, go to the AB4WS Radio Show Facebook page and go to the file section and download the file. If you're not on Facebook, email me at ab4ws.radio@gmail.com and I can email you the latest file. If you see any errors, problems, additions, or corrections, email that information to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Hamfest.
On Sunday, January 19, 2025, is the Sunday Creek Amateur Radio Federation Hamfest at the Shade Community Center, 2380 Old US 33 in Shade, Ohio. For more information, email Jeremy, KCAQDQ, at JERAMY_DUNCAN@yahoo.com. On February 22nd, 2025, the Livonia, Michigan Amateur Radio Club is having a swap and shop event at 8 a.m. to noon at the Ward Church Knox Hall, 40,000 6 Mile Road in Northville, Michigan. For more information, go to livoniaarc.com. On March 9, 2025, is the Northern Ohio Amateur Radio Society Winter Hamfest 2025 at the Lorain County Community College John Spitzer Conference Center, Research Room, 1005 North Abbey Road in Elyria, Ohio, from 9 a.m. to noon. For more information, go to www.noars.net. On March 16, 2025, the Toledo Mobile Radio Association will hold Hamfest 2025 from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Owens Community College Student Health and Activity Center, 7315 Championship Drive in Perrysburg, Ohio. For more information, go to w8hhf.org. The 69th Annual Hamfest Electronic and Computer Show will be held on April 5th, 2025 at the Medio & Sons Party Center, 48 East Bath Street in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more information, go to cfarc-hamfest.org. April 12th is the Rio Grande, Ohio Hamfest at the Fellowship of Faith Church, 20344 State Route 554 in Bidwell, Ohio. Tickets are now on sale for the Dayton Hamvention, May 16th, 17th, and 18th, 2025 at the Greene County Fairgrounds in Xenia, Ohio. The 2025 theme is Radio Independence, celebrating the evolution and freedom of radio in today's world. For more information, go to hamvention.org.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. January 17th, the Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association will hold an amateur radio testing session at the new location at the Slate Branch Baptist Church, 2941 Slate Branch Road in Somerset, Kentucky. For more information, contact Wanda. On Saturday, January 18th, 2025 at 10 a.m., an amateur radio testing session will be held at the Clark County Emergency Operations Center, 200 Maryland Avenue in Winchester, Kentucky. For more information, contact Darrell Epperson, AC4YD at 859-771-1834. On January 20th at 5:30 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. You must register by emailing Mark Volstad, AI4BJ, at mvolstad@twc.com. On January 25th at 9 a.m., the Dial Radio Club will hold an amateur radio testing session at 6032 Morris Road in Hamilton, Ohio. To register, go to hamstudy.org/sessions/DIAL. On January 25th, the Moorhead Amateur Radio Society will hold an amateur radio exam session at 2 p.m. at the State Fire Commission Building, 99 Lake Park Drive in Moorhead, Kentucky. No pre-registration is required. On February 4th at 7 p.m., the Southern Kentucky Amateur Radio Transmitting Society in Logan County, Kentucky will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Logan County Search and Rescue Building, 101 North Thurston Drive in Russellville, Kentucky. Pre-register by emailing Bob, WB2UBW, at RHARRIS283@att.net. On February 8th at 10 a.m., the Westchester Amateur Radio Association will host an amateur radio exam session at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions/WC8VOA. On March 4th at 7 p.m., the Southern Kentucky Amateur Radio Transmitting Society in Logan County, Kentucky will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Logan County Search and Rescue Building, 101 North Thurston Drive in Russellville, Kentucky. Pre-register by emailing Bob, WB2UBW, at RHARRIS283@att.net. On April 1st at 7 p.m., the Southern Kentucky Amateur Radio Transmitting Society in Logan County, Kentucky will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Logan County Search and Rescue Building, 101 North Thurston Drive in Russellville, Kentucky. Pre-register by emailing Bob, WB2UBW, at RHARRIS283@att.net. Special thanks to this week's content contributors: WX4GPS, KN4COE, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, and 8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana tri-state area. This is Jack Prindle, AB4WS in Big Bone, Kentucky.